Hello there, and welcome to Andre's YouTube vlog for Saturday, December 8th, 2012. Well, as I did last year, I decided to spend the Christmas holidays, as it were, doing a number of reviews for my favorite Christmas movies and TV specials. Deciding on a little bit of a different format this year than last year's presentation. As you can see, I'm actually showing what I'm reviewing here instead of just talking into the camera. And this is one of my all-time favorite Christmas specials, Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special. This came on in 1988, and he had a very impressive roster of celebrity guests. He had Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. Why was I thinking Ricky? Maybe Ricky Ricardo. Anyway, Cher, Charo, Grace Jones, Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, Dinah Shore, Katie Lang, the Del Rubio triplets, Little Richard, and of course, which comes to the main plot, Santa Claus. Now, this whole thing starts out with Pee-wee making this obnoxiously long Christmas list to give to Santa, claiming the only reason he's going to be able to have all this stuff fit into his playhouse is because he's having the chimney expanded. And it only gets funnier from there. While Pee-wee is extremely self-concerned about, the Christmas holiday, to the point where he is actually forcing Frankie and Annette to make homemade Christmas cards while he goes out and plays with the snow, ice skates with Little Richard, and builds a snowman with Cowboy Curtis, played by Lawrence Fishburne, and even forgets to decorate the house, the playhouse, because he's only thinking of his Christmas list, and he actually has to have his genie John B. grant an extra wish for that occasion. All this culminates in the end with the fact that Santa actually tells Pee-wee that he has no other gifts to give the children of the world unless he gives up all of his gifts in exchange for a ride on Santa's sleigh. So it's sort of one of those good news, bad news kind of endings, but it's basically a good moral for children. Coming from a controversial figure like Pee-wee, but I'll get into that toward the end of the review. Basically, this is an amusing story full of that kind of wacky humor that Pee-wee's typically known for. It's got Grace Jones being delivered by Reba the Mail Lady out of a giant crate, and singing The Little Drummer Boy, Grace Jones style, and it's also got Dinah Shore singing The 500th Day of Christmas, which includes CD players, bags of nachos, bodybuilders, you name it. A lot of great wit in this. He actually puts a mannequin with the official Pee Wee Herman Halloween costume in his picture phone in order to try to fool out Dinah, who will not stop singing during most of the show. Anyway, this is definitely an excellent Christmas show for the ages. It's got enough goofy and wackiness for the kids watching it. Pee-wee Herman is always a bit of an overgrown man-child anyway, and plenty of that adult innuendo and double entendre that Paul Reubens in fact intended to be in these programs. Now, by the way, I know that a lot of people who are a bit absorbed in political correctness take a bit of an issue with the fact that Paul Reubens' personal life seemed to affect the enjoyment of his character, Pee-wee Herman. As a matter of fact, you often hear some of the sordid details of Reubens' life referred to as Pee-wee was seen doing this there or doing that there. Those are adult topics, but the fact of the matter is that Pee-wee Herman is a character. Paul Reubens has been quoted as saying that he, in fact, may have intentionally done some of those things in order to kill this character off, such as it were, but it didn't work. I've always been a Pee-wee fan. I don't see anything wrong with the character just because of Paul Reubens being who he is. There's nothing sinister about Pee-wee, and this show for worried parents who think that their children are being manipulated by some terrible pervert, which is something I commonly hear about Pee-wee. This actually has a very good moral in the end, and actually it's a very good family type of show, and actually pretty safe, even though there's a lot of mild implicit adult humor in it. It's definitely nothing that would be offensive to children at all. So this is a great Christmas special. Kind of reluctantly apologize for that little bit of politically correct justification of my own in the end, but I just wanted to clear the air about Pee-wee. But anyway, this is a great Pee-wee Christmas special from the 80s, and I encourage all of you to take a look at it sometime. See you next time with yet another one of Andre's Christmas reviews.